There's a book so dangerous, it was almost erased from history. A mind control blueprint studied by dictators, billionaires, and intelligence agencies because it reveals the exact formula for controlling the masses. This isn't just knowledge, it's a weapon, a step-by-step playbook for manipulating reality itself. And here's the terrifying truth. It's already being used against you. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, not yours. Engineered, governments, corporations, media. They don't inform you, they program you. And this book exposes exactly how they do it. It was buried, banned, and suppressed because once you understand these principles, you break free.
What if I told you that every choice you make, what you buy, who you trust, even what you believe, isn't really yours? Sounds crazy, right? But there's a hidden system, used by governments, corporations, and even people around you to shape the way you think, without you even realizing it. And here's the wildest part. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a psychological blueprint that's been in use for over a century. There's a book written in 1895 that exposes these secrets in shocking detail. A book so powerful it's been studied by dictators, intelligence agencies, and billionaires. If you've ever wondered why propaganda works, why people blindly follow authority, or why the truth is often buried under carefully crafted lies, this book has the answers. And once you learn these 7 principles, you'll start seeing the invisible strings that have been pulling at your mind since birth. You'll understand why fear is the most valuable currency, how repetition can turn a lie into an unquestioned fact, and why entire generations are conditioned to seek comfort over truth. But it gets even darker. These techniques aren't just used by them, they're everywhere, in schools, entertainment, religion, and even your personal relationships. Yes, there are people around you right now, completely unaware that they're using these same psychological tactics to influence you. So ask yourself, why do you believe what you believe? Who benefits from your reality staying the same? Why does questioning the system feel so uncomfortable? Because you've been programmed not to. But be warned, what you're about to learn may forever change the way you see everything. Proceed only if you're truly ready to wake up. What if everything you believed about yourself, your thoughts, your desires, even your identity, wasn't really yours? Sounds like science fiction, right? But the truth is far more unsettling. They have spent billions perfecting the art of influence. They know exactly how to tap into your subconscious, trigger emotions, and lead you exactly where they want, all while making you believe it was your choice. Think about it. Why do you like the music you like? Why do you buy certain brands? Why do some things instantly trigger an emotional reaction in you? These aren't random. They've been engineered. See, the human brain is predictable. It doesn't make decisions based on logic. It makes them based on emotion and then justifies them afterward. And the people in control know this. That's why politicians stage emotional speeches, why marketers tell powerful stories, and why the news thrives on fear. The goal isn't to inform you, it's to control you. One of the most unsettling secrets in history. Mind control didn't disappear, it evolved. In the 1950s and 60s, the US government secretly experimented with ways to influence human behavior, using hypnosis, subliminal messaging, and psychological triggers. But here's the shocking part. It never stopped. Today, it's everywhere. Hidden in social media algorithms, advertising, and even political campaigns. Every time you scroll, your brain chemistry is being carefully manipulated. Your emotions, your decisions, even your beliefs, are they truly yours? And here's where it gets even darker. The people most vulnerable to this kind of manipulation. The ones who think they're immune. The greatest trick ever pulled on humanity was convincing people they were thinking for themselves, when, in reality, they were just reacting to carefully crafted psychological triggers. So how do you break free? Step 1. Become aware. Start asking yourself, why do I believe this? Who benefits from me thinking this way? What emotion is being triggered in me right now? Step 2. Take control of your inputs. If your mind is constantly fed fear-based news, emotionally manipulative content, and algorithm-driven outrage, you'll be programmed for fear, division, and reaction. But if you start curating what you consume, reading powerful books, exposing yourself to diverse perspectives, and questioning the narratives around you, you can reprogram your mind for independent thought. Because at the end of the day, there are only two types of people in this world: those who are influenced and those who understand influence. The question is, which one will you be? If I told you that every major event in history, every war, every revolution, every societal shift wasn't driven by facts but by emotions, would you believe me? The truth is, emotion is the most powerful tool of mass control, and those who understand how to manipulate emotions can control reality itself. Think about it. When was the last time you made a life-altering decision purely based on logic? Chances are it was emotion that guided you. Fear makes you obey. Hope makes you follow. Anger makes you act. Love makes you surrender. The most powerful forces in the world don't operate through brute strength. They operate through frequency manipulation. This is exactly why they flood your consciousness with fear-based narratives. They know that a population in a constant state of fear will never think critically, never challenge authority, and never break free from the system. Fear weakens your ability to analyze, forcing you into a survival mindset where control becomes easy. And the scariest part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. But fear isn't the only tool of control. Hope can be just as powerful. Political campaigns, religious movements, and self-help gurus all use hope-based emotional triggers to pull people in. They don't sell you solutions, and they sell you a vision of escape. If you just follow me, donate here, vote for this, buy this program, you'll finally be free. But the moment you surrender your power to someone else's vision, you've been played. Here's where it gets even crazier. Emotions are literally frequencies. Science proves that fear, anger, and despair operate at lower vibrations, while joy, love, and empowerment operate at higher ones. This is why low-frequency emotions keep you stuck in a reactive state, while high-frequency emotions open the door to creative thinking, intuition, and reality creation. This is why they keep you in a cycle of outrage. The longer you're stuck in a fear-based reality, the less likely you are to manifest success, abundance, or real change in your life. The system thrives when you stay locked in low-frequency emotions. But what if you could hack this system for yourself? The frequency override technique. Here's how to flip the script and take control of your emotional state. Identify the emotional manipulation. Before you react to a news headline, a viral post, or a political speech, stop and ask, what emotion are they trying to trigger in me? If it's fear, anger, or urgency, pause and analyze. It's likely a manipulation attempt. Disrupt the emotional loop. Emotional control only works when it keeps you engaged and reactive. The fastest way to break free is to interrupt the loop. Instead of reacting, shift into observation mode. Watch how others get pulled in. This alone removes you from the cycle. Consciously elevate your frequency. The fastest way to override fear-based programming is to consciously shift your emotional state. Use breathwork, music, nature, or laughter to break the hold of low-frequency emotions. These methods are scientifically proven to shift your brainwaves and restore critical thinking. Create an emotional firewall. Just like you filter junk food from your diet, start filtering the emotional junk from your mind. Limit exposure to fear-driven content. Seek information, not manipulation. Surround yourself with people and content that empower rather than drain. The moment you learn to control your emotions instead of being controlled by them, you step into the small percentage of people who actually run their own reality. Because here's the brutal truth. The world isn't controlled by the smartest people. It's controlled by the ones who master emotions. So the real question is, who's in control? You or them? And over a century ago, a book was written that exposed the playbook for controlling the masses before the modern world even existed. It's called The Crowd, a study of the popular mind, and it predicted with chilling accuracy how society would be manipulated through distraction, emotional triggers, and engineered groupthink. This book warned that once people's attention spans were weakened, they would become easier to influence. That when critical thinking was replaced with reactivity, entire populations would stop questioning what they were told. And here's the part that should send chills down your spine. We are now living in the final stage of that prophecy. The very systems described in The Crowd, from mass media shaping public opinion to leaders using fear to control decisions, are not theories anymore. They are daily reality. And the most dangerous part? Most people have no idea it's happening to them. Now, ask yourself, if this book from 1895 could predict today's world with such accuracy, what else did it warn us about? If you hear something often enough, it starts to feel like the truth, not because it's necessarily correct, but because your brain equates familiarity with reality. This is the secret behind marketing, social conditioning, and even personal belief systems. The more an idea is repeated, the more it imprints onto your subconscious mind, quietly influencing your worldview, decisions, and even your self-image. Think about this. Why do people gravitate towards certain brands? Why do belief systems, no matter how different, persist across generations? Why do slogans and mantras become second nature? Because repetition is one of the most powerful psychological tools for shaping perception. The psychological principle behind this is called the illusory truth effect, a cognitive bias where repeated statements begin to feel true, regardless of their accuracy. In groundbreaking research, scientists found that even if a statement was completely false, repeating it multiple times made people more likely to accept it as fact. This principle isn't just used in advertising or media, it's active in your daily life, influencing your thoughts and beliefs more than you realize. Consider common phrases you hear often. This is the way things are. You need this to be successful. Everyone else is doing it. Act fast before it's too late. Now think about how social media works. The more you engage with a certain idea, the more you're shown content reinforcing that perspective. Over time, your mindset is shaped not by an objective reality, but by the content that is repeated most often in your feed. This is why two people can live in completely different mental realities, because their exposure to information is filtered and looped back to them. This doesn't just apply to external influences. It applies to your identity as well. If you were told repeatedly as a child that you're not good enough, that success is for others, or that financial freedom is out of reach, those thoughts may have become ingrained in your subconscious. You weren't born with limiting beliefs. They were learned through repetition. But here's the good news. The same process that imprinted those beliefs can be used to reprogram your mind for success, confidence, and abundance. If repetition is the tool used to shape your beliefs, then repetition can also be the tool to rewrite your reality. Here's how. Step 1. Filter what you expose yourself to. Your mind is shaped by what you repeatedly see and hear. Be intentional about what you consume. Limit exposure to content that feeds fear, doubt, and negativity. Surround yourself with empowering, uplifting messages daily, through books, audios, and environments that align with the reality you want to create. Step 2. Create your own repetition loop. Just like major brands use repetition to create familiarity, you can use repetition to reshape your self-perception. Repeat empowering beliefs daily. I am capable of achieving greatness. My mind is sharp and independent. Abundance flows effortlessly into my life. Affirmations aren't just words. They are neural commands that rewire your brain over time. Step 3. Surround yourself with visual cues. Repetition isn't just about words, it's also about what you see every day. Change your phone wallpaper to reflect your goals. Place reminders in your environment, sticky notes, vision boards, or desktop backgrounds with empowering messages. Curate your social media feed so it aligns with the mindset you want to build. This is why companies place ads everywhere. Constant exposure implants ideas into the subconscious. You can use this same technique to reinforce your own success mindset. Step 4. Repetition through action. The most powerful form of repetition isn't just words, it's action. Every time you take action toward your goals, you are reinforcing a new belief about yourself. If you want confidence, take small daily steps that require courage. If you want financial success, make decisions that move you toward wealth building. If you want influence, start sharing your ideas consistently. Every day, your beliefs and mindset are being shaped by repetition. The only question is, who is controlling the programming? If you let external forces dictate your beliefs, you will live in a reality designed by others. But if you take control of the repetition loop in your life, you can engineer the future you want to live in. The power is in your hands. What if I told you that your attention, the most valuable asset you have, has been hijacked? That your ability to think deeply, stay present, and make decisions with clarity has been manipulated and sold to the highest bidder? You're not imagining it. You're not overthinking it. The creeping feeling that you can't focus like you used to, that your thoughts are scattered, that you're constantly distracted. This was done by design. The modern world isn't set up for deep thinking. It's set up for reaction, because a distracted mind is an easier mind to influence, and whoever controls your focus controls your reality. Most people have noticed it. They used to be able to read for hours, focus on important work, and have deep, meaningful conversations. Now, their mind jumps from one thing to the next, always searching for the next hit of dopamine. That shift isn't random, it was engineered. Tech companies, advertisers, and media giants have spent billions perfecting methods to keep you hooked, distracted, and endlessly consuming. Here's how they did it. The infinite scroll trap, how social media keeps you hooked. Ever wonder why you can't stop scrolling, even when you know you should? Social media platforms are designed like casinos. Every swipe, every refresh, every notification is triggering a dopamine loop in your brain. Every second you spend on an app, your focus is being farmed for profit. Your brain is rewiring itself to crave instant gratification over deep thinking. Years ago, you had control over your focus. Now, your mind is being shaped by an algorithm that rewards distraction and punishes stillness. The outrage cycle. Why everything feels more extreme than ever. Have you noticed how every headline, every comment section, every debate feels more heated than before? That's because anger spreads 5 times faster than positivity, and tech platforms thrive on engagement. The system profits when you're divided, reactive, and constantly on edge. The more time people spend arguing online, the less time they have to build their own power. When people are trapped in emotional reactions, they stop questioning the bigger picture. The fear loop, why you're always anxious about the future. Think about what dominates the news cycle. Economic downturns, global conflicts, market crashes, uncertainty. The goal isn't just to inform you, it's to keep you in a constant state of alertness, because when you're overwhelmed with fear, you become easier to influence. When your nervous system is always in survival mode, you're not thinking long-term, you're just reacting. And the more reactive people are, the easier it is to steer their decisions. How to take back control of your focus and your life. Right now, you have 2 choices. Stay in the loop, where your thoughts are controlled, your emotions are constantly triggered, and your focus is scattered. Reclaim your attention, rebuild your mental clarity, and become part of the small percentage of people who are truly in control of their minds. Here's how you break free. Step 1. Cut off the mental noise. Remove apps that are designed to hijack your attention. Unfollow accounts that fuel negativity and outrage. Limit exposure to content that keeps you anxious and unfocused. Your mental diet is just as important as your physical one. If you wouldn't eat junk food all day, why feed your brain constant distractions? Step 2. Reset your dopamine system. Your brain has been trained to seek instant rewards over deep fulfillment, and the only way to reset it is through a dopamine fast. Go 1 week without mindless scrolling. Replace shallow content with books, long-form learning, and real-world experiences. Challenge yourself to sit in silence, think deeply, and build focus. Most people won't do this, but those who do will unlock a level of focus that is nearly extinct. Step 3. Train your mind like the world's top performers. The most powerful and successful people don't waste their focus. They read, strategize, and execute, while the majority are trapped in endless distractions. Become a creator, not a consumer. Use your focus to build wealth, influence, and knowledge. Design your days with intention, instead of being reactive to the noise. Step 4. Learn to resist emotional manipulation. Next time you feel emotionally triggered, pause and ask yourself, who benefits from me feeling this way? If something angers you, who gains from that reaction? If something worries you, who profits from that fear? Once you start questioning the triggers, you'll see the bigger picture. And once you see the game for what it is, you stop being played. What if I told you that the way you speak is shaping your future, without you even realizing it? That the words you use, the phrases you repeat, and the way you frame your reality are either building your success or silently holding you back. This isn't just motivational talk. The world's most influential people, leaders, strategists, and high-level thinkers, understand that language is one of the most powerful tools in existence. It has built empires, shifted global movements, and reprogrammed entire societies. And here's what almost no one tells you. The way you speak didn't come from you. The words you use to describe yourself, your abilities, and your future were shaped by outside forces, media, culture, and social conditioning. Over time, you may have unknowingly absorbed language patterns that keep you playing small, doubting yourself, and staying stuck. But today, we're exposing how language shapes reality, and how you can rewrite your internal script to reclaim your power. You've probably heard the phrase, words have power. But what if I told you this was scientifically proven? Studies in neuroscience reveal that the words you use don't just describe your thoughts, they create them. Every phrase you repeat strengthens specific neural pathways, reinforcing those beliefs as your reality. Say, I can't afford this, often enough, and your brain stops looking for solutions. It starts accepting scarcity as a fact. Say, I'm bad at remembering things, and your brain won't even try to store memories efficiently. Say, I never have time. And suddenly, time always seems to work against you. Now imagine how this works on a global scale. Governments, media, and institutions carefully choose the words they repeat to the public. Have you noticed how certain phrases are used over and over? Crisis, emergency, experts say, this is for your safety, the new normal. These phrases aren't random. They shape how entire populations think, feel, and react. When a message is repeated enough, it stops being questioned. It just becomes reality. In 1895, Gustave Le Bon warned about this in The Crowd, a study of the popular mind. He explained that people don't respond to logic. They respond to emotionally charged words. Those who control language control the narrative, and in turn they influence how society thinks. Successful people don't speak the same way as everyone else. They avoid uncertainty, hesitation, and limitation. Instead, they use language that reinforces certainty, confidence, and control. Here are 3 words you were never taught to use, but that can reprogram your mind for success instantly. 1. I decide, the language of personal authority. Most people speak in indecision, I hope I'll be successful. I wish I could make more money. I'll try my best. The world's most powerful people speak in decisiveness. I decide to be successful. I decide to create wealth. I am making this happen. The moment you decide, you eliminate doubt. Your brain shifts from passivity to taking action. 2. I allow. The language of boundaries and control. Many people believe things happen to them. People always take advantage of me. This always happens to me. But the truth is, nothing happens to you. You either allow it or you don't. Instead of saying that people take advantage of me, say, I no longer allow people to take advantage of me. Instead of, I never get opportunities, say, I allow myself to attract new opportunities. This shift rewires your brain to take control over your circumstances. 3. It's already done, the language of manifestation and certainty. The most successful people don't say, I'm trying to do something. They say, it's already happening. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you speak with certainty, your mind starts working behind the scenes to make it a reality. Instead of, I'm trying to build my business, say, my business is already growing. Instead of, I hope I'll get the job, say, I am securing this position. How to speak like the top 1%, the forbidden formula. If you want to reshape your reality, you need to train yourself to speak like those who already have what you want. Here's a 3-step process to rewire your mind and shift into a language of power. Step 1. Identify weakness in your language. Record yourself speaking about money, success, relationships, and your future. Then, listen back and highlight every phrase that sounds uncertain or powerless. Instead of saying, I hope things work out, say, I am making things work. Instead of, I'm trying to be successful, say, I am already stepping into success. Step 2. Replace powerless words with command phrases. Stop saying, I think, I hope, maybe, I'm trying. Start saying, I know, I decide. It is happening. Every time you catch yourself falling into weak language, correct it in real time. Step 3. Speak your new reality daily. The words you repeat daily become your reality. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and declare, I am powerful beyond measure. I control my reality. Everything I desire is already mine. At first, it may feel strange, but as you continue, your subconscious will accept it, and your external world will start to shift. There's a reason this isn't taught in schools. There's a reason you rarely hear world leaders or billionaires speak like the average person. Because they understand that words shape perception, and perception shapes reality. The Bonds book warned us, society is influenced through language. If you use the same passive, uncertain language as the masses, you will always be stuck in the same cycle. But if you take control of your language, you take control of your life. So now the choice is yours. Keep speaking like everyone else, and keep living like everyone else. Or start speaking like the powerful, and start creating a new reality for yourself. Your words are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Now, the question is, what reality are you choosing to create? What if I told you that the world's most powerful individuals have access to knowledge that was once common, but was deliberately erased from history? That there are hidden techniques for controlling energy, manifesting reality, and influencing others, methods that ancient civilizations understood but were kept from the masses. You've likely felt it before. The magnetic pull of certain places, the way some individuals command attention without saying a word. The strange ability some people have to bend reality in their favor, while others struggle endlessly. This isn't a coincidence. The world's most influential figures are using ancient energy techniques every day. These methods aren't myths. They are real, measurable, and powerful. And today they're no longer hidden. How they use energy to shape the world, and how you can do the same. Ancient civilizations, the Egyptians, Sumerians, Vedic masters, and Mayans, knew that everything operates on energy. They understood that vibration, sound, and focused intention could directly shape reality. But this knowledge was systematically removed from mainstream history. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria wasn't just about books, it was about erasing energy knowledge. Nikola Tesla's free energy discoveries were suppressed because they threatened centralized control. Esoteric knowledge was labeled as superstition, because if the masses understood how to harness their own energy, they could never be controlled. Now let's break down the 3 ancient energy techniques that they use every day, but never openly teach. 1. Reality shaping through energy fields. How to influence space around you. Some people effortlessly attract success, respect, and influence. They walk into a room, and suddenly, all eyes are on them. This isn't just confidence, it's energy mastery. Ancient teachings describe the human energy field, aura, as a real electromagnetic force that can be expanded or contracted to influence the environment. When expanded, your presence dominates a space. People feel drawn to you without understanding why. When contracted, you become invisible, unnoticed, ignored, and energetically weak. They understand this deeply, which is why powerful individuals practice stillness, breath control, and visualization techniques. How to expand your energy field, the magnetism activation exercise. Stand with both feet grounded and take deep, slow breaths into your stomach. Close your eyes and imagine your energy field expanding outward like a growing sphere. Focus on a command phrase, such as, "I radiate strength and influence." With consistent practice, your energy field will begin affecting people before you even speak. 2. The power of sound. Why certain sounds influence reality. Sound is one of the most powerful forces in existence. It can heal, reprogram the subconscious, and shift mental states almost instantly. Ancient civilizations used sound as a tool for energy control. But today, this knowledge is suppressed. Mainstream music is tuned to 440 Hz, a frequency that disrupts natural harmony. Sacred chants and vibrational techniques are kept secret within private institutions. Scientific research has shown that specific frequencies can be used to influence mental and emotional states. Meanwhile, powerful individuals actively use sound techniques. High-level organizations use specific tonal frequencies during rituals. Billionaires and leaders use mantras and affirmations to program their subconscious minds. Spiritual traditions across the world continue to use chanting to align with specific vibrational states. How to use sound for energy mastery, the frequency command ritual. Choose a deep, resonant sound, such as Om or Ra. Chant it for at least 3 minutes while focusing on a specific intention. Your energy field will begin vibrating at a higher frequency, accelerating manifestation and focus. This is why some sounds create deep emotional responses, while others feel disruptive, because sound is a direct carrier of energy. 3. Energy absorption, how they recharge themselves. The human body is more than physical. It is an energy system. While most people unknowingly leak their energy, powerful individuals have learned how to absorb and channel it for greater influence, endurance, and clarity. This is why some people feel drained after interacting with certain individuals, because their energy was unconsciously taken. High-profile figures surround themselves with large crowds, because collective energy can be absorbed and redirected. Throughout history, leaders wore ceremonial garments, crowns, and robes, not just for status, but because they enhanced energy flow. How to absorb energy and recharge, the energy activation exercise. Visit a natural setting, near water, in a forest, or any place with strong energy. Stand still, breathe deeply, and visualize golden energy flowing into you from the environment. Hold the thought. I absorb and channel energy for strength and clarity. If this knowledge feels strangely familiar, it's because you already knew it, deep inside. Throughout history, people understood energy, influence, and personal power. But over time, this knowledge was systematically erased, replaced with distractions and hidden in plain sight. But now, you remember. Now the choice is yours. Will you continue as before, drained, unaware, and disconnected from your power? Or will you start using these techniques to shift your energy, reclaim your presence, and align reality with your will? The world's most powerful figures hope you forget this. They rely on distraction and low-energy states to keep people unfocused. But if you've read this far, that means you're already waking up. Now the only question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Have you ever wondered why certain symbols trigger deep emotional reactions, even if you don't consciously know why? Why does the sight of a flag inspire instant loyalty? Why does a luxury logo create a craving for status and wealth? And why do some images hold a strange, almost magnetic power over the human mind? This isn't random. Symbols are one of the most powerful tools for influencing perception. Before modern propaganda, before corporate branding, and before religious iconography, ancient civilizations mastered the hidden science of symbols to program the subconscious mind. Today, this knowledge is being used every single day, often without you realizing it. Your thoughts, emotions, and decisions are constantly being shaped by symbols implanted into your environment. And unless you learn to decode their influence, you will always be unconsciously guided by those who understand their power. The psychology of symbols, how they influence the human mind. Your brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. This is why symbols bypass logic and directly imprint on your subconscious, triggering emotional and behavioral responses automatically. The Eye of Providence, seen on currency and official seals, represents oversight, control, and authority. Luxury logos like Gucci and Louis Vuitton are status symbols designed to make people associate them with wealth and exclusivity. The golden arches of McDonald's don't just represent fast food, they subconsciously trigger feelings of comfort and nostalgia. But here's the deeper truth. Symbols aren't just used in marketing, they are used to shape entire societies. The more a symbol is repeated, the stronger its association with deep emotional meaning. And the stronger that meaning, the easier it becomes to influence behavior. Because once a symbol is deeply embedded in the subconscious, it can influence thoughts, loyalty, and decision-making without the person even realizing it. How symbols shape your reality without you noticing. Take a moment to observe the symbols you encounter every day. Look at the logos, icons, and imagery on your devices, in advertisements, and in entertainment. They are not just decoration. They are strategic mental triggers designed to elicit specific reactions. Movies and media use symbols to implant subconscious ideas into the collective mind. Skulls, pyramids, and ancient imagery frequently appear in major films because they evoke deep psychological responses. Certain movies seem to foreshadow future events. This is not coincidence, but a form of symbolic programming. Social media platforms use icons to create psychological addiction. The notification bell, the heart icon, and the red alert dots are designed to trigger dopamine responses, keeping users engaged longer. Religions and private institutions use symbols to reinforce belief systems. The cross, the crescent, the star, and other sacred symbols hold deep historical meaning, binding followers to spiritual or cultural identities. Once you become aware of how these symbols are influencing you, you start to see them everywhere. And when you recognize them, they lose their unconscious control over you. How to reprogram your reality using symbols. Now that you understand how symbols shape perception, you can begin using them consciously, rather than being unknowingly influenced by them. This is a method practiced by the world's most powerful individuals, ancient civilizations, and those who understood that symbols can reprogram the subconscious mind. Step 1. Identify the symbols that influence you. Pay attention to the brands, logos, and images that trigger strong emotions in you. Ask yourself, are these symbols empowering me or subtly controlling my decisions and desires? Step 2. Remove symbols that weaken your mindset. If a symbol makes you feel anxious, envious, or disconnected from your true self, eliminate it from your environment. Be mindful of the brands and imagery you expose yourself to. Your subconscious absorbs everything in your surroundings. Step 3. Create a personal power symbol. Ancient kings, warriors, and spiritual leaders all used personal symbols to reinforce their power, wisdom, and influence. Create a unique design, word, or sigil that represents your highest self. Use this symbol as a daily mental anchor to reinforce your personal power and vision for your life. Step 4. Activate your symbol through visualization. Every morning, spend 1 minute looking at your power symbol. As you look at it, mentally connect it to feelings of confidence, success, and clarity. Over time, your subconscious will associate the symbol with your highest potential, making it a trigger for your desired reality. Final truth: symbols are reality programming tools. What many people don't realize is that symbols are the hidden codes of reality. They have been used for centuries to influence perception, shape belief systems, and direct the course of history. Ancient kings used seals and royal crests to assert authority. Warriors painted symbols on their armor to invoke protection and power. Philosophers, alchemists, and scholars designed sigils to manifest their will into reality. The reason is simple: symbols hold energy, and those who understand this energy can use it to create change. So the ultimate question is, are you still being influenced by symbols without realizing it? Or are you ready to use them intentionally to shape your own reality? Why do we automatically respect people in suits, with fancy titles, or standing behind podiums? Prestige is an illusion, carefully crafted to shape our perceptions. From ancient rulers to modern CEOs, those in power have mastered the art of influence. They understand a powerful psychological trick: if you appear important, people will treat you as such. This is why politicians wear expensive suits, why CEOs sit in skyscrapers, and why luxury brands charge more for products made in the same factories as cheaper alternatives. It's not about quality, it's about perception. The moment people perceive someone as prestigious, they stop questioning them. But you don't have to fall for the trick. Here's how to train your mind to see beyond titles and appearances. Question titles and credentials. Not all experts have real expertise. Always ask, what's their track record? Who benefits from their influence? Look at actions, not image. True authority is built on results, not fancy clothes or PR campaigns. Recognize psychological triggers. Notice how confidence, status symbols, and big words influence your perception. Once you see it, it loses its power. Stay aware, stay informed, and don't let appearances dictate your thinking. If you had to choose between an uncomfortable truth and a comforting lie, which would you pick? Before you answer, consider this. Most people choose the lie, not because they are stupid, but because their minds are wired for comfort over truth. This is the biggest weakness of the human psyche, and they know it. They know that if they feed you the right illusion, wrapped in emotional appeal and just enough logic to feel real, you will cling to it even when reality proves otherwise. They have used this weakness for centuries. They know that a population that seeks comfort over truth is easier to control. People will fight to defend the illusion they are addicted to, while rejecting the very truth that could set them free. But here's the darkest part. You've been conditioned since birth to choose comfort over reality. And unless you break free from this programming, you will spend your life chasing illusions, protecting false beliefs, and ignoring the truth, staring you in the face. Your brain is designed for one thing: survival. And survival doesn't mean seeking truth, it means seeking safety, avoiding pain, and maintaining emotional stability. This is why hard truths trigger cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort of realizing you were wrong. Lies are easier to process than complexity. The simpler the answer, the more comforting it is. Your ego would rather defend a false belief than admit ignorance. Being right feels safer than being aware. In psychological experiments, researchers found that people will ignore hard facts, even when confronted with undeniable proof, if those facts make them uncomfortable. This is why people stayed in abusive relationships, convinced things would change. Entire populations ignored warning signs before economic collapses, genocides, and global crises. Millions followed charismatic cult leaders to their deaths, unwilling to accept they had been deceived. Comfort is the enemy of truth, and those who understand this control the world. At this point, you've seen how modern systems influence emotions, shape perception, and trap people in comforting illusions. But here's the real secret. This knowledge isn't just a tool of control, it's also the key to personal power. Because once you understand how influence works, you can flip the script. You can stop being a passive observer and start shaping your own reality. The same principles used to guide mass behavior can be used to manifest, influence, and rewrite your destiny. But very few people ever do this. Why? Because most people don't want responsibility. They want to believe success is luck, that life just happens, and that reality is fixed. It's not. Reality is shaped by three things: your emotions, the energy you radiate, your thoughts and beliefs, the filters that shape your perception, your actions, the physical proof of your internal programming. Change these three things, and your reality will shift. The three-phase reality reprogramming system. Phase 1. Master your emotional frequency. Emotions are the vibrational code of your reality. If you live in fear, stress, or self-doubt, you will attract experiences that match those emotions. If you elevate your frequency, you align with opportunities, solutions, and success. To do this, start by eliminating sources of low-energy distractions, including fear-based media, drama, and negativity. Replace them with high-frequency inputs, such as empowering books, thought-provoking discussions, and content that expands your awareness. Finally, use daily mental resets like visualization, gratitude, and deep breathing to train your mind and body to operate at a higher level. Phase 2. Rewire your subconscious filters. Your mind filters reality based on what you believe to be true. If you hold limiting beliefs, such as money is hard to make or success is only for the lucky, your brain will continuously seek out evidence to confirm those beliefs. You must actively overwrite the programming that was installed into you. Write down every belief that is holding you back and question its validity. Replace each one with an empowering alternative and repeat them daily. Reinforce this shift through symbolic actions, such as wearing something or creating a visual reminder that represents your new identity. Speak your new reality out loud. Words have the power to reshape your subconscious. Phase 3. Take reality-defining actions. The final step is action. Most people stay stuck because they try to change their mindset but never take new reality-altering steps. Shifting your beliefs without reinforcing them through action leads nowhere. Start by doing one thing daily that aligns with your new identity, no matter how small. Physically, immerse yourself in the world you want to be a part of. Whether that means changing your environment, surrounding yourself with new people, or taking calculated risks. Stop waiting for permission. Act as if you are already the person you aspire to be. Once you begin applying these principles, reality will shift in ways that defy logic. unexpected opportunities will appear. People will respond to you differently. The external world will start mirroring your internal transformation. The world doesn't belong to the smartest, the strongest, or even the hardest working people. It belongs to those who understand how to shape perception, control energy, and act with conviction. Some of the most successful people in history had no formal education, but they mastered influence and belief. Some of the most powerful leaders didn't have the best ideas, but they knew how to control mass emotion. The people at the top aren't waiting for approval. They are writing the rules. And so can you, but only if you break out of the mental prison of hesitation, doubt, and obedience. Most people will hear this, feel inspired, and then do nothing. They will think, I should try this later. I need more information first, or I'm not ready. These are the lies that keep people trapped in the same reality forever. If you wait until you feel ready, you will stay exactly where you are. If you hesitate, the opportunity to shift will pass you by. But if you act, if you use what you've learned today, you will begin to see reality shift in ways you never imagined. The world belongs to those who claim it. The only question is, will you? If you're still here, you're not just watching, you're awakening. You've broken past distractions, illusions, and the programming that keeps most people asleep. That tells me one thing. You're different. You're ready. Ready to reclaim your power. Ready to see reality for what it truly is. Ready to step into a timeline where you are the architect, not the pawn. Remember that quote from the beginning? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. It was popularized in The Usual Suspects, one of my all-time favorite movies. A film that, just like this video, makes you question what's real and what's just an illusion. Now I want to hear from you. What's a movie that made you see the world differently? Drop it in the comments along with Reality Unlocked, so I know you're not just here for entertainment, you're here for transformation. Let's see how many of us are truly ready to wake up. And for those who want to go deeper, I'm putting together a private newsletter where I'll share insights that go beyond anything I can say in these videos. This won't be just another email list. It's a space for those who are serious about taking the next step. If that's you, stay tuned. Big shifts are coming. The ones who move first will be the ones who shape what happens next. Will you step forward, or will your old reality pull you back?